Welcome to the AP Pro Football Podcast. I'm AP lead NFL writer Rob Maaddi. Our guest this week is Detroit Lions Pro Bowl wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra is the top receiver on a team that's getting a ton of hype going into the year. Last season, the Lions finished 9-8 after they started 1-6. Final game of the regular season, they knocked Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers out of the playoffs. Amon-Ra didn't get a lot of talk when he came out of USC in the fourth round in 2021, but now he's established himself. 2 great seasons so far, 106 catches for 1,161 yards and 6 touchdowns last year. He's not a secret anymore. Everybody knows Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra, welcome to the AP Pro Football Podcast. Great to have you on. First off, I got to ask you, how's the ankle feeling?
It's feeling good. Just a little ankle sprain. I'll be back in probably next week.
Okay. No big deal. That's I'm sure a lot of Lions fans are relieved to hear that. There's a lot of hype surrounding the team going into this season. How do you guys handle those high expectations?
I think for us as a team, we hear the hype, we see it, we all have social media and whatnot. I think for us as a team, it's just going out there and we got to put that work in every day. It starts in training camp. I would say it started in OTAs. Back in OTAs and now in training camp, and then, going on moving forward to our first game against Kansas City. You can have all the hype you want. At the end of the day, though, this league is tough. Every team, like I said, any given Sunday. So you never know what can happen on any given Sunday, and we got to bring our A game every week, and nothing's going to be handed to us. So, like I said, we got to put that work in, and hopefully the work that we've put in so far, hopefully it pays off in the long run.
The offense scored a ton of points last year, moved the ball a lot, did very well. You got some new pieces, right? Some new running backs. How much better, Amon-Ra, could this offense even be this year?
I think our offense could be better. I think, we had a pretty good offense last year, but we added some pieces. Yeah, we lost some pieces, but we added some different pieces into our offense, drafted some young guys. So I'm excited to see what we do. Second year under Ben Johnson. So us as players, Jared, me, the O-line, and guys that have been in this offense, we feel more comfortable than we did last year just because, we heard the terminology, we know what to expect. So we can do different things now within the offense to kind of hopefully, give us an edge on our opponent.
You mentioned Jared. When he came to the Lions a couple of years ago, there was a lot of thought like, oh, he's just a stopgap guy. They're going to go out there and get their quarterback of the future. And he's kind of proved that wrong. When I spoke to him about it, he doesn't care about what people say. He had a Pro Bowl year last year. What do you see out of Jared, just as a guy, not just a quarterback, but as a guy, as a leader in the huddle?
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. He brought me in as a rookie when I first got here. He was super helpful. Was there for me whenever I needed anything, and even now, he's one of the leaders of this team. He's been to a Super Bowl. He knows what it looks like. He knows what winning football looks like. So to have like a guy like that as your quarterback in your locker room, commanding the offense, there's nothing better.
He speaks very highly of you. I know you two worked out together too in the off season. What went into that?
We just every off season, we both stay out in Southern California. So whenever we want to catch, he wants to throw, I'm there for him. You can never have enough chemistry as, quarterback, wide receiver. So whenever he wants me to come out and catch some balls for him, I'm always there for him. I think there's no better way to build that chemistry, I think, than, that off-season work where you're just you and him or whoever else is out there just working, getting better. Because once you get into the season, there's so many plays and stuff that you can't always, really fine-tune what you really want to get good at. So during that offseason is always a great time for us to work on those little things.
Amon-Ra, it's no secret what kind of held back the Lions last year. The defense struggled. You got some new players there. They addressed those concerns in the offseason. What have you seen throughout training camp from the defense? How much tougher are they now?
Man, our defense looks good. Going against them every day in practice. It's been, tough battles. We added some guys on defense, like you said, some draft picks, some free agent signings. So they look ready. We got a few more weeks into our first game, but from what I've seen so far, and then, some clips that I've seen from the joint practice with the Giants and the Jaguars, man, they look like they're flying around. I can't wait to watch them play.
You guys finished up strong last year, missed the playoffs, but not Green Bay out. Now you get to open, as you mentioned earlier, open the NFL season with that Thursday night game against Kansas City. How's it feel that all eyes are going to be on the Lions and the Chiefs, that you guys can kind of make a statement in that week 1 game?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a super fun experience for us as a team. Like you said, all eyes are going to be on us. Everyone's watching that first game. So for us as a team, to kind of set the tone, that'll be our chance to do it, man. That first week, everyone's watching against the defending Super Bowl champs, Kansas City. I mean, shoot, arguably the best team in the NFL right now. So it's going to be a challenge for us, but hopefully, hopefully we're ready by then, and I can't wait. Can't wait for that week 1.
Amon-Ra, you personally, you come you come out of college in the 4th round, right? There's not a ton of expectations. Then you have a record-setting rookie year. You make the Pro Bowl last year. What are your goals personally going into year 3?
Yeah, I have some personal goals, but I don't really like to share those to other people
Smart.
until the end of the end of the season, because people like to write things and say things. So I'll keep those to myself until the end of the year.
I know you got what's turning into, it's going to be, by the time you finish your career, your work ethic is going to be considered legendary. The jugs gun, is it 202? Is that even? It's got to be 202 after each practice. How did that start, and where did you get that work ethic?
Yeah, 202 is the number. That's my number, but I would say the work ethic is from my dad. Growing up, he was 2-time Mr. Universe, 3-time Mr. World bodybuilder. So he kind of ingrained that work ethic and that hard work into us, because in his sport, it was a solo sport. There's no teammates, there's no coaches. It's only him, working out on his own. So he had to do everything on his own. So he kind of taught us that work ethic, how important it is, the discipline. And I kind of try to carry that with me all the way through college when he wasn't with me anymore, and then now in the league. So I definitely give props to my dad.
How cool is it that you got a brother in the NFL, you got another brother playing at Stanford? Do you guys kind of compete somewhat with each other?
I would say yeah. So one of my brothers, he went to Stanford and now he's done playing. So
okay.
He's more sitting back watching us, kind of helps us out with other things. And then Equanimous on the Bears, we still compete. Obviously, we play the Bears twice a year, so that's always really fun. But yeah, it's always fun to go against him. But competing, I would say we don't really talk too much about football as brothers, because we're in it every day, and I mean that's basically our life. So whenever we're around each other, we're playing the game together. We talk about everything really but football. So
I spoke to DeAndre Swift, who was with you guys last series in Philly now, about playing for Coach Campbell, what he's like, that energy that he brings. He's fun for me as a media guy, as a reporter, just to watch, to cover. What's he like for you as a player to be your head coach?
Yeah, he's an awesome coach. Everyone sees the interviews and, always ask me, is that really how he is? I would say, yeah, man, he's a cool dude. He takes care of us, but he's also a tough, stern coach who knows how to turn it on when he needs to. Some of our practices, I would say, look different than a lot of practices from other teams around the league. But, he played in this league. He knows what it takes for us to callous our bodies for the season that we have ahead of us. So some of our practices during training camp can be tough at times, but he always knows how to, make it hard, and he'll back it down on us. So he does a good job of taking care of his guys, of his players. And man, I love playing for him.
Amon-Ra, tell me about your partnership with Better Guards and how that ankle brace helps you out personally.
Yeah. So, I recently partnered with Better Guards, I would say about 2 months ago. It's been awesome. Their ankle support that they come out with, ankle brace, is something super unique. The way it works, it's basically like a regular ankle brace, and there's this portion on it, it's kind of like a string attached to it, that if you move too fast, it kind of slows it down. But if you move it slowly, it's kind of like a seatbelt. When you get up, you stop really fast and the seatbelt stops, it'll stop suddenly. But if you move it slow, it'll go. So the technology behind the Better Guards ankle brace is super, super cool. It's been a pleasure working with them. Shoot, their braces they're top notch. And shoot, if you have some ankle issues, I suggest you get a pair.
And it's not something that's really position specific, right? Wide receiver. I know you and your brother both are wearing them, but have you talked to other guys, different positions, how much it can help them too?
I haven't really, but I know a bunch of different guys, different positions on the team. They tape their ankles before practice, before games. I've never really been a big ankle tape guy. Just didn't really like the way it feels on my ankle. But I know some guys like that. But shoot, I know a lot of positions that have to stop and start, and that's almost every position in football: O-line, D-line, linebackers, corners. So I think, they can all benefit from an ankle brace, especially if they've had chronic ankle issues, or maybe like to get their ankles taped.
Well, Amon-Ra, I wish you a ton of blessings and look forward to seeing what you can do in year 3.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're in the final week of preseason games, and I'm excited for week one to get the season started for one main reason. I don't have to hear any more nonsense about who did what in practice. Last week, it was all about Brock Purdy and his 10 interceptions in practice. I don't mean to sound like Allen Iverson. I was there. I was in the building for AI's practice rant, but we're talking about practice. Brock Purdy had 10 picks in practice. It doesn't matter. I know it's the thing to do now. You tally up everybody's stats on Twitter, and it's like a running total, who completed what and who threw this and how many picks and all that stuff. It's just freaking practice. That's it for this week. Thank you to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and thank you for watching the AP Pro Football Podcast on YouTube.